Welcome to the inaugural episode of The Hills Have Nerds, a podcast about nerd culture, comics, video games, board games, tabletop games, movies, media, and anything in between.
Whatever you're a nerd for.
Pretty much. My name's Josh. I'm one of your hosts. I'm joined by
Aaron,
Lee,
And Cody.
and we're going to be talking about really whatever we want to talk about for the day. The inaugural episode here is just kind of us wetting our chops, getting to know our history with nerd culture, what got us into it, what we like, and basically just introducing ourselves to anybody that wants to listen to four dudes in their 30s talk about nerd shit for a while.
that should have been the name. Four dudes in their 30s talking about nerd crap.
You're going to wear the headphones the whole time?
Yeah.
He has to hear us.
There's going to be, there will most definitely be a little bit of talk about technical stuff with the podcast. This is the first time I know I myself have ever done anything like this. And so,
I mean, I only have a vague knowledge of audio crap.
Cody and Aaron have set up our audio here, so that's how that's going.
Hoping it works right.
We attempted to do that YouTube channel with Tanner at one time, but that's really all the experience that we have.
He tried to do it all by himself, so
Yeah.
I mean,
And Lee, you got a little bit of no.
Yeah, I get computers to do it all.
If I can just hit a button,
Yeah, work for
and
me,
that'll do
computer.
that. This is George Jensen it. Just hit a button and go.
What a world we live in.
Yeah, just bear with us through the first couple episodes, and we'll hopefully get our chops if we last past this episode. We may do this and hate it. But anyway, so again, Hills Have Nerds. We're your four co-hosts. The plan for the show is to have us talk about a topic of nerd culture that we're interested in for the month. We're going to be a monthly podcast, starting out initially, and then we want to bring on
Guess.
bring on a guest, our friends mostly, because that's pretty much who we know. Each month to talk about,
That list is short.
We're going to bring on our friends.
Pretty much, it's us in this room, and then the six
one other
people,
guy.
yeah, and then the six people that we know cumulatively. And bring them on and talk about whatever the topic is for that day. Like I said, anything from, hey, I want to paint. We're going to talk about painting Warhammer miniatures. To, hey, who was the most annoying character in Star Trek? Or what was your first introduction to comic books? You know, stuff like that. Just topics of nerd culture, because that's what we like and that's what we are into. And so that's what we're going to sit and talk at this microphone about for an hour to an hour and a half a week, or a month. Not a week. Nobody has time for that.
we want to talk for a straight week. Everyone has time for that.
I have to get it out somehow. They're all tired of hearing me at work.
Yeah.
This is mainly just an excuse for the four of us to get into a room and just be idiots for a little bit. And we feel like we know a lot about this stuff, and I have this inkling that we're going to find out very quickly we don't.
I don't know anything, so
We're putting it on the internet, so yes, we will find out real quick.
Most of the comments question our sexuality and talk about our mothers. One is our mother, saying we did great. Raid Shadow Legends has already offered to sponsor it.
at least your mom's saying you're great. My mom would get on there. It's like, why didn't you
Sitting around hanging out with your queer friends, Cody. Just go mow the grass.
quit being stupid? Have a life.
All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is just our introduction to just nerditry in general. What drew us to this stuff? What do we love? What do we love about it? What makes us continue to, what makes me want to have a giant dragon head above my mantelpiece?
Because it's cool.
Makes Aaron collect board games and these miniatures and sit and meticulously paint things, or have Legend of Zelda crap all over the place. What makes Lee what makes Lee want to do whatever the hell it is that Lee does. So
And I'm an anomaly, apparently.
Oh yeah, Cody does things. Whatever Cody does over here.
Don't you lie to these people. Cody does nothing.
I go home and sit in a dark corner and stare at the wall.
Yeah.
That's
Almost
something.
time for work again.
Whatever makes Cody watch a particular scene from Evil Dead over and over and over again. All right, so let's start with
the part where she slits her tongue in the new one, in the remake? Ugh.
I didn't watch that. That's a bastardization of a classic. I can't.
I mean, yeah, fair.
I can't
The
do
remake was...
Well, it's not as good as the original, but I still thought the remakes were good.
That's like the Friday the 13th remake. I can't.
It was decent.
I can't behind it. I can't support it. Like morally, I can't support that.
That's fair.
The newest one, I'm a little upset because it doesn't feel like Evil Dead to me. Like they're changing the form.
Well, that's the remake didn't feel like an Evil Dead because they changed the formula.
At least they
But
went
it
to a
was-
cabin and found the Necronomicon.
At the start.
We have went on a tangent within the first 5 minutes of the first.
Oh yeah, we were introducing.
Anyway,
them, weren't we?
save it for another episode.
Oh,
well, now
sorry.
I think we know what we're going to talk about in a future episode. We'll talk about horror movies.
I'm always good for horror movies.
So Lee, here's my first question to the panel. So Lee, what can you remember was your first video game? What was the first video game you ever played that you can remember that you just thought, okay, there's something to this. I'm going to devote a unnecessary amount of my life to this.
Well, I remember sitting slack-jawed and playing Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES, actually.
Yeah.
And my brothers had purchased a Nintendo, and they played it, of course. And I saw them doing it. I saw them playing Super Mario, and I was like, well, I want to try that. So I started playing Mario, and it was just like, it hit me, man. There's actually, like, I have a video. I need to find a home video of me sitting, like, me just slack-jawed and playing Mario, like, tongue out sort of stuff. Yeah, playing in my underwear. So,
I feel like at that point, like if that's your first, if you just initially your first introduction to it, and you're just slack-jawed, head tilted in your underwear, because that's supposed to be the end game, right?
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed to turn us into.
I'm still there.
Yeah, right?
We went full circle.
At that point, that's not Lee's fault. That's Lee's parents' fault.
Well, you know, it's...
But yeah, that's the one I remember. First of all, and it just grew from there. I started weirdly working backwards with older games because I was like, "What else is out there?"
Yeah.
So I played some Atari, and then new systems were coming out with the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And I was like, "What else is there?" And it just kept on until today. And I'm like, "What's coming out next week?"
What about you, Cody? Was it just video game wise, or just really? I mean, anything? What
Well,
kind
no,
of?
mine's pretty similar to Lee's, honestly, but it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I don't really remember it, but we had a video of me playing it when I was like 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Sonic 2 was the first one I played, and then
That's one with Knuckles, right?
No,
That's not.
That's
Sonic 3?
and Knuckles.
Sonic 3 or
Is that
Sonic
not
and Knuckles?
Sonic 2 had Knuckles in it.
No, Sonic
can-
3
you can
originally
take-
introduced Knuckles.
No, yeah, Sonic 3, but you can take Sonic and Knuckles and then put Sonic 2 on top of it and then play Sonic 2 with Knuckles.
I just remember being in kindergarten, or not kindergarten. It was Aaron. Do you remember? Because we went to school together since Jesus was president.
Yeah.
Do you remember the after school like daycare that the elementary school had?
Yeah.
Okay. They had a Sega Genesis and they would let us play it. And I remember it was the first time I ever played Sonic. That's not going to be my answer, but
Yeah.
I just remember playing Sonic and had Knuckles, and I just kept thinking, this is Sonic 2.
No.
And that's
It's probably Sonic
like
3.
6-year-old Josh. I mean, you're calling a child wrong.
Yeah.
I need you to know.
Well, that child is wrong.
You're stupid, and how dare you?
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And here's why. Alright, so Sonic 2 is your Sonic 2.
Sonic 2 is the first one I played, but the one that actually got me into it was
Yeah.
more Mario World. Because I played it with my grandmother and actually remember playing it. And
Okay.
like most of what I remember about it, she actually showed me how to do. Like 99 live trick, everything.
Your mama did?
Yes.
That's awesome. I need to not put my hand in front of my mouth while I talk.
That was fine. Just go ahead and stick go ahead and stick your fingers in your mouth. And then
Aaron?
God, that's tough. Well, I mean,
It's not tough. It's objective. What was
I
the
can't
first
remember.
one? There's one answer
He has
here.
brain
It's not
damage.
tough.
He can't remember.
it's objective. And if you say the wrong thing, how dare
This is
you?
a softball. The question. Just don't say anything they said.
Mashed potatoes.
You can't make your experience unique, but not too unique.
One of the earliest memories I have is playing Mario 3 with my dad a lot.
Okay.
That was what remember we were set up. We set up late playing the game, trying to beat it. Finding all the warp whistles, everything like that. But like Legend of Zelda was also one of my like fondest memories. I remember playing.
Which one was that? What was that for?
The original for the NES.
Was that for NES?
Yeah, I playing that, and that was like I was like, oh, this adventure. I got to play a character with an adventure and going to the different places.
Adventures on the Atari.
You're right. Out there. I played a lot of Atari too. I remember playing Cops and Robbers and Pong and
Oh yeah.
and Tanks.
Oh,
Loved
yeah,
Tanks.
Great.
Combat. That's what it's called.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Weirdly
Josh,
knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. Or we had an Atari. We played. It was like a dungeon game, and it was just a cube.
it's adventure.
And then is that adventure?
Adventure.
Is that what that was? Yeah, that was. I had no idea what I was doing. Even when we got one of the new age remakes of the Ataris you could get and plug in, we got one for my kid, and he was like, "Let's play Atari. Let's do this." And we had adventure on there, and I'm 30 years old. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. It's just colored block moving through other colored block, and every now and then, different colored block.
And then there's that
That's
one
a bad
colored
colored block.
There's that one colored block go fly by, just pick something up, take off with it.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
because you
the
pick
block.
up the key or whatever. That was the dragon, right?
No,
it's
the dragon
bat.
could eat you. There's a bat that could come through and pick up anything. Like, you could pick up a bridge and fly off with it. And you're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
It picks up the dragons. And you have to run.
The bat's the real enemy.
You have to run from a bat carrying a dragon. You're like, oh god.
If I remember right, I think the bat can lock.
Yeah, it can soft lock the game. It can
can
pick
soft
up
lock
a
the game.
key for a dungeon and drop it off in the dungeon that the key's for, and then leave it.
That's fantastic.
That's adventure.
And I think that was also
They don't
the
make
first-
games like that no more.
That was the first game with
Super
Easter
Princess.
eggs too, because the guy put his name. They didn't have
Oh,
credits,
yeah.
so he put his name in like a section of the game.
Because you could get to the thing and his name was like on a
Yeah.
wall or something. Yeah, I remember that.
That's neat.
So anyway, my answer. I'm not going to break the mold here. Super Mario Brothers 3. That's the one with my aunt who has now passed, and that's why it's a very special memory to me. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever. I'm trying to have a moment.
It's like, well, it's just said Genesis does what Nintendo. It's like, I'm the only oddball here that started on the Genesis.
Yeah, got to be different.
I had a Genesis before Super Nintendo, though.
Same. I actually never owned a Super Nintendo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I played a
Yeah.
lot of Super Nintendo games at other people's houses. I downloaded emulators later on, but I never owned one because we bought a Sega Genesis. I remember I bought the Sega Genesis with the Sonic 2 bundle.
Well, we had the Sega Genesis, and my grandmother at her house had the Super Nintendo. So, I mean,
Living the dream.
yeah, it was great.
Best of both worlds.
Right?
So Super Mario Brothers 3 is like one of my first with the NES. My first memory playing with my aunt. We were very close in age, but I think what the game that got me hooked, that made me think, okay, I know I want to play this. I want to keep playing this. I want to keep playing this game. Was Pokemon Red and Blue for the Game Boy. Like that's what really made me like get into video gaming.
Pokemon Red was
Got it
good.
when I was 8, for Christmas, and just I don't think I put my red cartridge had that thing where it's been in the Game Boy so long it's like the top of it's completely wore off. Like you can't like Charizard just decapitated.
Yeah.
Like you just got full on Marie Antoinette.
Got the skid marks on
Yeah.
the game.
I don't know what that means.
It's a racing strap, man.
Probably.
You know. You know.
I don't know what that means.
I
It's
keep
Game
in my
Boy's
hand
nature's pocket.
I remember Josh was one of them that we couldn't bring games and stuff and Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, those
You were one
Pokemon
of them.
cards. Thank you, Pokemon cards. That was made a lot of money off those last year.
That's why you got that dragon head.
It is. It's exactly why I have a massive dragon head that my wife loves.
I'm sure.
There's no sarcasm at all.
I called her when I sold the Pokemon. Did I tell you about the Pokemon cards? So I sold my old collection of Pokemon cards who just, for some reason, happened to make it through 5-pack-a-day smokers, no climate control in an attic for 20-some years.
Wow.
And sold them for a good amount. And traded one card, a Blaine's Charizard, for a one of the big Wizards of the Coast, like taxidermy mounted dragon head.
Yeah, I
So-
saw they bought that for the store, and Nathan was like, maybe one day somebody will buy this. And that's why hanging in your living room. I was like, all right,
I told Elizabeth when we went in there and I saw it, I said, I'm going to get that. So I got the money for it, but I would hate myself if I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was selling the collection,
I
because
do that a lot.
I do it more than I need to. But when I was selling the collection, part of the negotiation at the end, I was like, okay, throw in the dragon head. Because he wanted one of the cards I had. I said, throw in the dragon head, I'll give you a card. And so I ended up getting it. And I called my wife when I was coming out. I said, hey, I sold the cards. I got, X amount of money. She was like, that's awesome. That's so great. I said, guess what else I got? And she went, oh, God. She said, you didn't. I said, I did. I told you I was coming over.
Oh, he did.
But now they have a blue one there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they have a blue one.
And just by the grace
Cool.
of God, I have no room in my house to put it that would not result in my divorce. So that one lives there.
Just hang it right in front of the toilet, so every time you sit down, you have to stare it right in
If
the
you
face.
got the black one, then you could have like a Tiamat.
I know. That's why we're getting ready to. We're trying to buy a house and we'll have a game room and hopefully we'll see. So anyway, so that was our introduction to video games. Let's talk about other media. So what, as far as like movies, you can get so what movies are you guys into? What, and Lee, we'll start with you as we started with you last time. Like when you want to sit down and watch, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, it's a tall order. Silence of the Lambs, actually.
Yeah,
I love Silence of the Lambs.
Is
It's a
But
really good one.
a little atypical for the type of movie I like to watch now. I teach literature, and when I watch movies, I want to turn my brain off. And so I'm like, give me something action. I just
Yeah.
want to see, Tom Cruise running around and doing stunts, and I'm like, yay, this is good.
to see something explode.
Yeah, I don't
Some
want
like
to
wick sweat off.
Yeah, I don't want to think. Give me some explosions and be done with it. So that's pretty much what I watch nowadays.
Okay, I guess I'm a little different on that. I don't know what I would call my favorite one, but I keep going back to The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I can sit down and watch it every time. Like, doesn't matter. I always love it. But as far as like what I watch currently, I've probably leaned more into the horror movies recently.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a whole lot of the horror movies that I've not gotten around to watching. So Scream? Scream series has been like, as far as like a horror movie, that it's really the only slasher that I care for.
Yeah.
But
It's horrible, but that's okay. It's okay that you like bad movies.
hey,
Scream's great.
I love Scream.
The first one's great.
Other than Scream 3, they're good.
Don't worry, we're not judging you out loud.
They're better than Friday
You
the
went
13th.
with him to watch the
Oh,
They're better than Friday the 13th.
They are not, but that we'll save that for another. that may be
Blows landing.
podcast is broken up after the first episode because Cody can't stand to be wrong, and that's okay.
I just love being more right than Josh.
No, I did love the first Scream. I love the second. I love horror movies too. That's my go-to bread and butter. But I don't like as I've gotten older, I can't do the slasher movies much anymore. As I got older than the people that are dying in the film,
It makes it a little more real,
I can't, like
harder to watch.
You feel like they deserve it.
huh?
You feel like they deserve it.
These kids, look at them having built this promiscuity out and about. That's what you get.
So that's kind of where I landed on rent. That's what I was wondering. It's like, just pay your rent, man. What's the problem?
I don't know about you, like whenever I go to the horror movies, I couldn't do stuff like Saw. It turned more into just like a gore
Torture
fest
porn
than-
is what it turns into.
And
Yeah.
it's like
I like the story of Saw. It's really bad. I like it.
The first
I
one
mean,
was
fair.
fine.
The first, I'll give it 3. The first 3 were
Three
they
went
started
down.
they started getting complicated at 3,
We
but,
need it to 10.
but then
Well, there was a scene, and it's a meme, and I don't know the context behind it, but apparently there's a flashback where they have the dude that plays Saw. It's young Saw.
yeah.
And to show him as a young person, instead of like the master of CGI, they spent all that on freaking corn syrup and fake blood and guts. To show him as a young person, they
reverse
just made him wear a backwards hat.
and a hoodie.
And a hoodie,
Yeah, like a hoodie
that's
and a
what
backwards
that's what the young people wear nowadays.
What's it that meme? Hello, fellow young.
Yes, the outfit of the proletariat.
what's it? Steve Buscemi just gonna be
Yeah,
like, hello,
hello,
fellow young
kids.
kids.
That's
I think it's Steve Buscemi, right?
I think
I
so.
think it's Steve
yeah.
Buscemi.
It is.
That's him in the ACDC
Yeah.
t-shirt with I don't know what it's
He's got a
from.
skateboard note.
I know
Yeah,
he's got a
I say it all the
skateboard
time,
name.
like in high school. So, little fellow suit.
But my like movie of choice, my movies of choice have to be horror, but I like psychological horror. So like right now my favorite horror movie, and really my favorite horror movie I've seen in years is The Witch.
I've seen it.
And
It's pretty
I like the supernatural, slow burn, atmospheric stuff. And I can deal with a little bit of gore. Like gore's okay when it serves a purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, gore for the sake of gore is just torture porn, and I'm like, I get that you're good at special effects and you make it look real, but come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now that being said, I do love like the old. Oh god, what are they called? Like the old 1970s, like the Toxic Avenger type stuff.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
it's just,
Trauma.
the trauma
films.
films. That's what it is.
See, I was thinking Nightmare on Elm Street whenever they pull Johnny Depp's character down into the bed. It's just like a big fountain of blood just comes out.
That's silly. That's just
It's
silly like that. I can deal with it, but it's like there's this movement in modern horror. We want to make it real and we want to make it egregious.
Yeah.
I feel like in some of it, and that's just I'm out on that. I got buddies that love it. Yeah. Aaron, what about you for movies? Favorite?
I like a little bit of everything, but I think some of my favorite ones are animated.
Yeah.
Animated
What
films.
is it? Yeah.
Ghibli.
Be it CGI or hand drawn, 2D, anything like that. I think one of my favorite films, and this is going to be out of left field. I don't know if anybody's even going to know. It's called Song of Sea.
No.
Oh, it has a big dragon on the front. No, that's
No.
Song of Sea. I'm gonna
No.
hold
Tales
on.
from Earthsea.
I'm pulling that up on my phone.
I've heard you talk about it before, but I can't remember what
Yeah,
it is.
You know what I meant to do? I meant to keep a piece of paper down to write down stuff that we talked about to put in show notes in case the 6 people that listen to this that aren't us want to.
Oh, okay.
see
I've
what
seen
we're
this. Yeah.
What is it? You got it pulled up?
The
It's
Song of Sea.
it's very pretty.
There is. It kind of looks like Studio Ghibli style, kind of.
Not exactly. They have their own style. They've done another one that's also a lot of their stuff is built on. A lot of their movies are based on Celtic, like mythology and legends and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, not now that I see a bigger picture of it, not Studio Ghibli at all. I'm just
Love
lumping
the
everything
movie.
together.
But I guess when I went to school for a lot of animation and stuff, I really love 3D modeling and things like that.
Mhm.
So I love watching movies and seeing them like, oh man, how they did this. how
Get
they
home
did
from
that.
a hard day at work and pull up the waifu pillow and
Yeah.
make some pocky.
Dude, did they do Secret of the
Absolutely.
Kills as
Right.
well?
Secret of the Kells, yes.
Wow.
That was
Okay.
the other one.
That's one.
What's
I-
that one about?
I've never watched either one of
I've
those.
heard it now. I've heard of Secret of the Kells. I have no idea what it's about, but I know I've
Both of
seen
them.
that before.
Fantastic. But those are some of my favorites. But anyway, I also love superhero movies.
Yeah.
And I love horror films. And
Yeah.
I like a little bit of everything. But overall, anything I can sit down and watch, it's usually an animated film.
Yeah, guilty
Be it
pleasure.
anime as well. I
Yeah.
like a lot of anime.
Look,
And-
let me interject. Do you have a favorite animator by chance? Something to think about. I'll like to hear later.
I'll
Yeah,
have to think
that's-
about that, really. I don't know if I have a favorite animator or not.
It's an interesting thought, though,
Yeah.
because I've never actually given thought to the actual animator doing
Yeah,
the
I
work.
I love cartoons.
So.
I think Don
Essentially,
Bluth almost probably mine. I love Don,
Don
Bluth
Bluth is
stuff.
good stuff.
Love that stuff.
I don't know enough of them by name,
Well,
but
that's me. I don't.
if my favorite that I know by name, I have to say, I'm going to butcher his name, Gennady Tartakovsky. Did Samurai Jack,
Oh,
Powerpuff
yeah.
Girls. He's got this one that's on HBO Max, Primal.
Oh, I've heard that's
It's
wonderful.
so good.
I heard the end's
oh
really
my
good.
god! I haven't finished it, so yeah.
Oh,
He
I-
did Primal. Yeah.
I've seen advertisements and like I've seen the picture on streaming services and stuff, but I've never.
Oh,
watched
it's
it.
so good. And, like, you gotta come over to the house for a while. Like I've watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet. And they're 30 minutes. It's caveman and this dinosaur, and like the first episode is just sad, like just sad, and then it goes on. And it's just them trying to survive, and it's incredible. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's done super well.
I
And
may have to watch
apparently-
that. It's at HBO Max now.
Yeah, you watch it to what you think. But the apparently they're doing after the second season, because the first 2 seasons follow those two. But after the second season, there's going to be more seasons, but they're going to be like anthologies.
Oh, that's
So
neat.
they're going to be standalone. Like the season will be its own contained story, kind of like American Horror Story.
Yeah,
stuff like
neat.
that.
I kind of like the anthology stuff too.
Me too.
Oh, we talked about movies, and I just went off of horror. What you said, The Witch is my favorite horror. My favorite movie of all time is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Hands down, favorite. I could sit and watch 18 hours of it.
Speaking of, like, I think that's the only one that I don't have the extended version of. I've got the extended of the first 2, and I want that.
All the extended are on HBO Max.
Are they?
Nice. They're amazing. Oh my
You don't have to stare at that blank wall all day.
yeah,
I can turn
turn
the TV on.
Turn the light on.
And
It's
then still,
blinding.
I'll turn the TV on, and still just stare at the wall and just listen to it. It'll be great.
At least I have now sound.
One of these podcasts, we're going to figure out how he can turn around. We're gonna
Wait,
figure it out.
I can do that?
We're going to get there, buddy. Baby steps. Baby steps. Go. Just turn the TV on. You face whatever direction you normally face. And then we're going to get you there. One step at a time. You know.
Imagine the shock from isolation when he can see.
So here's another question. We'll start with Aaron on this one. We'll go to the other end of the table. If you had to pick 2 or 3 fandoms, like just, you guys know what I mean by fandoms. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and explain it because it's a very subjective term. But if you had to pick 2 or 3 fandoms to sum up you as a nerd, what would they be?
Why do you give me the hard questions?
Answer it. I'm giving it to you first.
Hip Hop Anonymous? You give him the easy ones.
We're going to do our best to keep this podcast.
Moosenism, woodsinism.
Do our best to keep this podcast from devolving into Adam Sandler quotes.
Oh, good
But
luck.
it's going to devolve into Adam Sandler quotes. It's just going to devolve into just stupid movie quotes. at some
Okay,
point.
fair enough. Mine wasn't an Adam Sandler quote. It was Brian Regan.
Oh, God. Brian Regan. We can do a whole thing on
Anyway.
Brian Regan.
Oh gosh, I don't know about what 3. Because I mean,
3.
I feel like I'm the
3.
3, me lord.
Everyone at the table, for those of you who can't see us, is holding up 3 fingers, dumbfounded. I'm thinking, would you guys rather me pick a different number? Just pick 3 to keep it short. We've got to find out amount of time
What
here.
if we do a top 100?
Okay, top 78.
That seems fair.
Yeah, top 3.
Just keep it broad. Don't just be like specifically Zelda or something like that. I guess keep it broad.
Be as specific or broad as you want to be. Don't put words in his mouth, Cody.
Zelda.
Zelda. I mean,
Zelda. All right, Zelda's 1.
Zelda's one of my top ones. It's something I collected for a long time. I love the Zelda games.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed it. But
It's a Zelda tree topper. So.
other things, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
But
More often needed than a master of one.
yeah.
So you
Finish the
specified.
I got mine. I'm running.
That's where I wanted to go last. Don't pick me first.
Yeah.
Don't pick me
It
first.
was easier because you start with Lee. I got to think about it. For a
I get to
while.
go last every time. That's the best part of this.
Why don't we start with you?
We won't.
Let's like Zelda's definitely one of them.
Okay.
Board games. I don't
Yeah.
know. I love playing board
That's. I
games
mean, that's.
in general.
Yeah, that's
it's just-
definitely.
just
Yeah.
in general.
That's a good one.
And recently, I've got really into painting miniatures.
Mhm.
Well, I say recently, but like 5 years since I got a 3D printer, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to buy my own miniatures. I can print off whatever
Yeah.
I want and paint them, which is fantastic. Ever since then, I've really gotten to painting. I just find it a calming thing to do. But I mean, I love playing board games. And video games. I know I'm going over 3.
That's
here.
more than 3.
I'm
More
going
than
over
3.
4. I'm
3,
breaking the
Aaron.
mold. Breaking the mold.
I had my 3 here. Ruined this.
We can do 5. Just do it. You know what? You go next. How long we got? Like 30 minutes. You go.
Okay, all right.
Let's go for the next
we
30
got- But I mean, video games. I always
It all
Yeah.
started
I'm finding myself
when I
playing
was
more
born.
multiplayer games than single
Yeah.
player anymore.
I'm definitely to that point where
Yeah.
it's. I don't have time for single player games. I like to play with
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 games that I play that are single player anymore, and that is Zelda games and Dragon Age.
Yeah. And you play
Besides that-
Pokemon because I made you. I gave you that one. Then I stopped.
Well, even that.
I mean, we played with each other.
We did,
Even,
we
even
did.
that, the new one we played, which is the first one I played since Blue.
Yeah.
But even now, that one we got to play with other people.
Yeah, true
Yeah.
that. We'd be in Discord while we played it, so that's yeah. All right, Cody.
I think I'm going to go with more of a broad on just games in general because I like the story format of them. So like I'm really big into like the single player. If somebody can give me a really good story,
It's like video games as a storytelling medium.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I've seen some better stories come out of a video game than I've seen like movies or TV shows.
What's one that sticks out? Like,
I mean, it's being translated right now into a show, but I mean, The Last of Us is one of those. The first one specifically.
have you guys watched any of that?
Yeah, I've not watched season or episode 3 yet.
I haven't either. Elizabeth and I watched the first 2. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's
God,
like the first one is one of those. It's amazing story wise and everything because I mean the most talked about part of it is a part where nothing's happening. It's people sitting there, it's like Joel and Ellie sitting there with a giraffe, and it's like super character developing. It's like stuff like that is what I really started drawing me back into things.
Well,
I mean,
it's a giraffe. Why would you not?
right. I mean, it's like I quit playing games for a long time, and then I started getting into like story stuff again. So
okay, so you got just video games as a storytelling means one of your. What else?
I'm reading actually books because I mean I went through a spell there for a little while. Yeah, but it's just
Gross.
well, I mean, I read Lord of the Rings. I read through Dracula. I read through most of the Necronomicon for the H.P. Lovecraft. So, I mean, there for a while, like that was pretty well all I did was read.
That explains.
Not supposed to read the
coronavirus.
Necronomicon
Out loud.
It is. It is famously a bad idea to read the Necronomicon.
Okay, well,
Cody.
it's called the Necronomicon, but it's a
several
collection of his stories.
I have several copies at my house. You don't read that when you read a different anthology.
No, I want that one specifically. I need Deadites in my life, thank you.
Yeah, it's you're gonna get worse than Deadites, buddy. You wait till a Hound of Tindalos comes through any 90-degree angle in your room.
Maybe I
You
want that.
think,
Maybe I want that.
I'm so sorry for whatever you're going through, and we will work through it. I promise.
You just don't need to see all the cloaks in my house. It's fine.
A lot of clicks.
I just listened to the audiobook, but it never finishes. It always just ends in screams.
I was listening to it at work, and Aaron said, so whenever I walk by your cube and I just see you floating, going, should I be worried? Or...
It's like I'm listening to the Necronomicon. I was like, what?
Number 3.
Honestly, probably more of like movies. I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of them, but it's like anime movies in general. Because I mean, I've just recently started watching stuff again. Because I mean, again, there was a 10-year drought that I basically didn't watch anything. So I've just recently picked up into those.
So you've recently come back out of the nerd. Well, you were a closeted nerd for a while. You were.
It wasn't so much like I went in like specifically as like this is all I'm doing and I'm not doing anything else. And then it's like, you know what? That's no fun. I'm gonna start branching out and doing everything again because I want more stuff than just this. So,
All right, shut up. Leave.
No. So anyway, what I was talking about with the Necronomicon.
That's another episode.
Nintendo in general. Nintendo stuff. There's a lot of Nintendo series I enjoy. Fire Emblem, Super Mario, Legend of Zelda. So just in general, Nintendo is a fandom. I'm a fanboy. Cartoons. I really enjoy cartoons.
DuckTales.
Like cartoons like Sailor Moon and Naruto. Kidding. No, people get tilted about that.
I like Sailor Moon.
No, people get tilted when you call anime cartoons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where you get
God, students. at
We
school.
don't.
No,
But someone will.
it's Japanese cartoons.
I was like, yeah,
It's
what's that?
cartoons.
SpongeBob anime? And they go, yeah.
I'm going to say this out loud in the first episode so we ruin any chance of people actually
Final
listening to this.
Fantasy VII sucks.
It's cartoons. You're an adult. It's cartoons. All right, take the fedora off. Put it in a drawer. Take that entire wardrobe. Throw it outside.
Shave the
They're
neck.
cartoons, and that's okay. They're good cartoons,
Yes,
but
they
they're
are.
cartoons.
Yeah, I like cartoons in particular. Been on a big kick with like cartoons that weren't very successful. And I'm weirdly into that. And
Maybe
then-
they're not good cartoons.
right.
Take that back.
Well, I mean, stuff like
Bluey
Bluey.
is
Bluey is
good.
wildly successful.
Wildly
Bluey is good. You take that
I
back.
have
don't.
never seen Bluey until this last week, and I love it.
It's good.
I was watching an episode with my nieces the other day.
Talking about Bluey.
Yeah, and well,
we've tried
you,
to
you,
escape this.
you'll appreciate
Is
it.
it Granny's episode?
No,
Those are the best episodes.
it was somebody. One of the kids fell. I don't remember which one. And their mom was talking to him. He's like, "What's your dad say? Like the first time this happens?" He goes, "Don't tell mom." She goes, "What?" He goes, She goes, "No, okay, fine. After that."
There was one that they were. I'm trying to remember, they were doing something, and the dad had like a little unicorn puppet, and he was like, "What's your favorite food?" And he took the puppet, just put it in Blue's face, and was like, "Children."
Yeah.
Bluey's good.
It is good. But
Okay, anyway.
Sorry.
Back to so Nintendo, cartoons.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
what's your third?
RPG video games in general.
Yeah.
I'm big into RPG video games. It's probably my 3 fandoms.
Those RPGs are genuinely like storytelling medium. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
Yeah,
I follow a lot
absolutely.
too.
What's the name of the one we played last night?
Oh,
Soul.
Solasta, Crown of the Magister. It is, yeah.
And
It's D&D, but multiplayer, isometric, like top-down, isometric D&D. Or it's a 5e engine with like a 3D world functioning. It's,
Cool. It's up
It was
to
a
4
lot of fun.
players or 1 player controlling all 4.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's only a few bucks on G2A right now.
It's $14.50.
Yeah.
And it's normally $40.
Anyway, Josh, what's yours?
Mine? So my...
They don't matter, so.
Next question.
Yeah.
Stop the recording.
So pause. So my main fandom would probably be MMOs. Just MMO video games are I love all of them. I played EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot, Star Wars, Warhammer. If it comes out and it's an MMO, I'm going to try it at some point. And Lee, I mean, we played together on this stuff.
Yeah.
Aaron, I've been trying to get Aaron into stuff. He won't.
I feel like when you made that list, you should have been like Warcraft, EverQuest, Warcraft,
Yeah,
Warcraft,
World of Warcraft
Final
has-
Fantasy, Warcraft.
World of Warcraft has absorbed an unfortunate amount of my life since I was 14 years old. But Dark Age of Camelot absorbed an unfortunate amount prior to that, and EverQuest was prior to that. So, just MMOs. 'Cause I love playing with my friends. I like going on adventures with my buddies that we can talk about. You know what I mean? Like that shared experience is what's important to me in my leisure time. That's the most concise way I can put that.
That's why I
That's
RP'd
fair
in
enough.
Final Fantasy. When you went to that night.
No, I did.
Oh, that
I did.
nightclub.
I went and now hold on. Now we got to put some background on this. You can't just say Josh went and RP'd in a Final Fantasy nightclub. You know what? We are going to leave it at that.
No, yeah, that's
We're going to leave
that's for a later
We're going to
time.
leave it at that, and we'll talk about that later.
I still have the
people
pictures.
back.
It's fine.
I did. There were pictures. There was a shirtless man. I got VIP access through no fault of my own.
People were having a moment.
Wink.
I remember that.
It never have I been in a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
He just showed me the
loved it.
pictures, and I felt like I needed a shower, and I wasn't even there.
I was upset after it. Like I wasn't right for a few days. Yeah, I had to
I
tell
got the
my
pictures
wife.
if you want to see.
I seen the Honeybee Inn or something from the slums.
I just-
Similar,
I feel like I had to sit down with Elizabeth and have a conversation.
except these were
after
actual
what I
people
did.
instead of computers.
And just sit down with my wife and just be like, "Honey, I need to tell you what I did tonight, and I need
And-
you to know I love you and I love us."
She's like,
And I am so sorry.
please tell me it's drugs.
It's not true. So second would be, or first would be, was first MMO? Yeah, first was MMO. Second would be anything Lovecraftian, cosmic horror, just anything that has to do with the insignificance of the human race, you know, in the greater universal order of things. I love that kind of juxtaposition of we're on top of the world, and our focus in life is so finite compared to what actually exists, and then having what actually exists come crashing into that reality and being presented with the truth of it all, and
Wow.
just the mind-breaking idea behind that.
Why do you think I sit and stare at a wall all night?
Because it's a freshly painted room and it's poorly ventilated.
Stare at the wall, slowly slip into madness.
And then third is, it's probably a tie between Pokemon and like tabletop RPGs. Absolutely love tabletop, and I've not tried nearly as many as I want to try, but you know, Call of Cthulhu is absolutely my jam. Love that game.
That's the thing. I never really played tabletops. Like I think I've played like 2 games, and one was whatever that one that Caleb ran for Call of Cthulhu, and then the one that you ran at Halloween just last year. It's the only ones that I've played really.
Didn't you try the Pokemon tabletop with us when
Oh.
Tanner tried to play it?
So those 2 are the only ones that I've tried to play.
That's fair, because that Pokemon was an atrocity.
You played Call of Cthulhu with us.
Yeah.
And
That's
what'd
what
you think of that?
Yeah, those are the only 2 I've played. Like, it's interesting. Like I'm down to try more. Like I like the idea of it. I've just never really played them.
I love role playing. I just don't have time to be
Yeah.
part of a group, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
I know. I miss you at Pat session.
We had
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, we're doing. You go ahead.
We had a fantastic time. We played these one that started us with the Pathfinder campaign. We were talking about it the other day. We were talking about bigger.
Oh yeah.
See, I just recently got that 200 pages for that Steinhardt's guide.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was wanting to start looking at trying to maybe set it up.
we could do a campaign
There's an,
podcast.
there's an Appalachian RPG coming up.
Oh
Yeah, it's Old Gods of
that's-
Appalachia's
yeah.
doing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's
right,
Old Gods of
back
Appalachia.
that, yeah.
Okay. That's what I said. Nathan said they'd be getting it at the store. I was like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So
It's-
I'm weirdly kind of getting into that too. Is like Appalachian themed things. Like
Well, that's
appreciate
Hills
it.
Have Nerds.
I
That's
know.
what
I was like,
we are.
sold.
I should have
Yeah.
mentioned that in the intro. So we're called the Hills Have Nerds because we're coming to you from Eastern Kentucky, from
We're sitting.
smack dab in coal country
We're
Appalachia.
in a coal mine currently.
Yeah, we are currently in an active coal mine. They're very upset with us.
Shouldn't have said anything. We could have recorded something separate and then edited it in there to the beginning.
Oh yeah, well we'll take this part and we'll put it in the front.
Well, I mean,
It'll make a lot
we
of
can
sense.
Cut that out. So
We could. We probably won't.
anyway,
Okay, so
we're getting unscripted.
Did you
It's
do
fine.
3?
Mhm.
Want to do any more?
I want to do
You
7.
done? You want to do 7? Do 4 more.
What I can't.
Rocks, and water, and
Earth, wind, fire.
I like to say breathing.
oddly enough, video game
That's magic.
soundtracks. Like I've been really into those.
Ooh, here's the question I want, and I was going to ask it. Yeah, before we started, I was going to ask it. So Cody said video game soundtracks. What is the video game soundtrack? And everybody shut up because I'm at one at a time. One answer. Which video game soundtrack has no right to go as hard as it does? Lee.
Give me a second to think about it.
I'll just you're gonna have to give me because that's a lot.
I know my answer, and I was talking to
Maybe share it and let us think while you share.
Go ahead and share.
Donkey Kong Country. Any of the Donkey Kong countries. Go. That is. You hear it. That. Like you hear that, and it still gives me chills when I hear it. Yeah, that. So we're not going to acapella the Donkey Kong Country thing, but that is just that. And any of those in the Bushwick Symphony from Donkey Kong Country 2, like the opening from that was amazing. The aquatic world in Donkey Kong Country. Stickerbush, that's what it was. Stickerbush Bushwick.
aquatic ambience. There
Yeah,
we go.
aquatic ambience from DK. The Island Swing or Simeon Swing.
Yeah.
From that, just so good.
I know mine.
What's yours?
Mario RPG.
Well, cool. Every song on it's a
Yeah.
banger.
Fantastic. It was one of them. I was like, oh, it's a Mario game with RPG elements. Cool. Started playing it. I was like, heck yeah.
This is why we feel we are qualified to do this podcast, because we're having a genuine conversation about video game soundtracks.
Oh,
And if that's not the nerdiest you've ever heard in your life,
what's it called?
Then you're in the right place.
yeah.
Is it the Lost Forest or the what's it called?
Lost Woods, I think.
Is it that's Lost Woods of Zelda.
Yeah, Lost Woods of Zelda.
It's like the Lost Forest or
Yeah.
something forest.
I can't remember what it is exactly, but yeah.
I know it's something forest. I don't remember. But yeah, there's just so many good tracks in that game.
Oddly enough, I think I'd have to say Castlevania. It's one of those, like, everything about Castlevania just hits super hard.
Some of those organs and stuff, just the
And it's one of those, like, you would expect more of, like, maybe a little more gothic or, like, the bit tunes than, like, almost full-on songs that they give you. Vampire Killer is immaculate.
Yeah, it
So
makes me
it's-
want to like march into hell with this about a buzz.
I think a lot of the metal covers of Castlevania songs.
Oh,
Are
Castlevania
that's the-
translates perfectly into a metal cover.
That's the episode title, Lee. March into hell and fist fight a buzzsaw. That'll make you want to march into hell and fist fight a buzzsaw, and you're a namby-pamby willy wonka.
I listen to it on the way to school and I'm like, demerits for everybody.
Sissy bitch.
I see the kids in class. God, he's been listening to Castlevania today.
Walking in the hallway like, Simon.
Punching walls.
Kicks the door open. Ready to F and learn.
So unless
breaks eating turkey.
so unless you're ready to do what Dante did in Dante's Inferno.
I have a little more obscure one. Legacy of the Wizard for Nintendo. Like, it has no right to be as good as it is because the game kind of sucks. But
I should probably say Final Fantasy VIII, man. The game sucks.
The music's good.
Great music.
What's it called?
Legacy of the Wizard.
Yep.
For NES.
I don't know that I've ever actually played that one.
If I play
So good.
this off my phone, how is this going to
Demonetized immediately.
demonetize? We're not even posted on anything.
The theme song, dude, will get you pumped.
Legacy of the Wizard. NES.
Title screen or something. Good. Yeah, it's like Dragon Slayer, I think is the name of the game. But it's like when they brought it to the US, it was the first one I think that came to the US.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually played it,
I
but
don't think I've actually played it, but I know the game.
It's not great. But it's really the music's so good.
I mean, honestly, there's a lot of NES games. It's like,
So good.
these are mediocre at best. But man, this
I'm
music.
genuinely concerned about what if we get on certainly if I play this, if this does.
No, it'll be alright.
Okay.
Short bits is fine.
This is just a Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Don't you lie to me.
It's kind of Legend of Zelda. It's a little derivative.
It's kind of like, you ever play Hide Lodge?
No, I haven't actually.
The music for Hide Lodge is just Indiana Jones.
Oh, really?
100%. It's just Indiana Jones.
Wow.
And it is just that part on loop. It's just boom, ba-dum, bum, boom, ba-dum. It's just on loop the whole game.
Well, what made me think about this is I was talking to our buddy Tyler down at Gaming Co. and he said, "Oh, hey, if you ever need anybody for the podcast, think of me. I'll come on." I said, "What do you like?" So, what are you into? What could our topic be for the day that you come on? What do you bring to the table? You know, what makes you get up in the morning? What drives you? What gets you ready?
Coffee, usually.
And when I said that to him, he asked me to leave.
He said, I'll meet you out back.
He said video game soundtracks. He said video game. I said, what's your favorite? And I said, mine's. And we both said at the same time, Donkey Kong Country.
DK Country is fantastic.
And I'd actually been listening to it in the car the other day when I was trying to think of like.
I was actually listening to Fire Emblem on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had some kind of retro wave song playing, but it was some kind of Zelda chill sort of music.
I just had the Fire Emblem soundtrack. So.
I listened to the lo-fi Zelda
Yeah.
soundtrack the other day.
Oh, it was Gerudo Valley.
Gerudo Valley.
Lo-fi. Yeah, actually, I like Donkey Kong Country music more than I like the game. I know it's
I love the game.
Yeah,
Donkey Kong Country's up there in like my top. Okay, here. This is rapid fire. Rapid fire because we're approaching our hour mark, and so for those of you listening, those happy few, we're going to try to keep the podcast to an hour and a half. We tend to go on tangents, and we're going to try to keep that to a minimum. It's not going to happen.
I promise nothing.
It's
I
not
am a
gonna happen.
tangent,
It's
so.
just not going to happen. Yeah, most of us don't know what tangent means.
I took a math class.
Tangent. I'm more of an orange person than a tangent person. Most of the time.
I like pineapples.
And I quit the podcast.
This is oh, wait, we having a calculus lesson?
Yeah, that is. Why
Cosine
did I think
tangent.
tangent wasn't? Anyway,
Oh, it's more trig, cosine.
we're trying to keep
Trigonometry.
I like that
Anyway.
you went on a tangent talking about how
We
not to
did.
go
We
on
did. That
tangents.
is Jesus Christ. Good Lord. This is exactly what's going to happen every time. So anyway, that's a little bit about us. And so we're going to do a little quick fire round for my guys. There'll probably be more video game related stuff in this podcast than just other pop culture because it's such a wide breadth of stuff to pull from and just have really fun conversations about.
That's really
And
what
so we're
most
gonna-
of us are knowledgeable about more on anyway.
I think we all have a lot of different interests, but video game is something we all connect on.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And if anybody listening has ideas for topics they'd like to hear us talk about or want us to bring up, feel free to approach any of us and we'll talk about it, get in touch with us at the end. Okay, so here is rapid fire. Favorite? Huh?
5 seconds.
Is it you got 5 seconds and I'm going to time it. I'm going to time it and you get left if you don't
Purple.
answer. Hold on, I got to bring up my Tyler, this is just great podcast material. Me struggling with a phone like a 90-year-old.
Jackal. It's a jackal.
Jackal.
Family Guy quotes are starting.
Yeah.
All right.
We've devolved.
So
Oh,
we're
God,
going to
yeah.
go console, favorite game for the console.
Oh, sure.
So the console was NES. Aaron.
Legend of Zelda.
Cody.
Mario.
Lee.
Super Mario Brothers 3. DuckTales. I'm sorry.
I got to go to the
Super
original
Mario
Mario.
3. Adventure Island 3. For me.
Interesting.
I absolutely loved it. All right. SNES. Aaron.
Link to the Past.
Lee.
Super Mario RPG.
Cody.
Chrono Trigger.
Demon's Crest for me.
That's a good one.
That one, do you remember
It's an
me
odd
trying to get you, make me get me a copy of Demon's Crest? And then they released it emulation on the Switch.
Hey.
And I wasted an entire day finally beating that game. And I'd
Nice.
never beat it. I just remember getting it when I was a kid. It was the coolest thing in the world. And playing it forever and not getting past the Earth Demon. Once you get the Earth Demon part, not being able to get past whatever the hell the boss was for that one. But Demon's Crest. Also another good soundtrack.
Oh, yes. Very
Yeah.
good.
All right. N64, Cody.
Banjo Kazooie.
Majora's Mask.
Super Mario 64.
Super Mario 64.
My favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta go with that one. All right, what's next up? Game.
You can do PS1, or you can just keep on Nintendo.
Genesis.
All right, Sega. Aaron.
Sega.
Genesis?
Yes, Genesis. Sega
Okay,
Genesis.
Sega
Yeah,
Genesis.
that's Sega. Sega CD.
Nintendo.
Name the two games that anybody remembers from Sega CD.
Sonic CD, Lunar.
Sonic
Lunar 2.
Thoughtful Mill.
You just
Smasher.
you're making shit up, and no one will know the difference. You sit there and be like a
Sewer Shark.
Blinds Washer, Roller Skate Tycoon, Mr. Grassman, Little Timmy's Tambourine Showtime. Like just
Handball.
just make it up. No one knows. All right, so
Genesis.
Sega Genesis, Aaron.
Sonic and Knuckles, actually.
Scooby-Doo Mystery.
Quackshot.
Mortal Kombat. PlayStation 1, Aaron.
Pepper the Rapper.
But what?
Rappy's tobacco.
He's spit on fire over there, boys.
He's dropping bars.
Parappa the Rapper.
Rappa the Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper.
There we go.
All right, Lee.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
I was actually going to say Tactics.
Yeah.
There's a Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, I should have said
Is that for
seven.
PS1 or PS2?
It's PS1.
PS1, okay.
Final Fantasy 9 would be my second favorite.
Yeah. All right. GameCube, Cody.
Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
Smash Brothers Melee.
Twilight Princess.
Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness.
Ever played it?
So good. You said Twilight Princess there.
Yep.
I think I talked over you trying to go quick.
Zelda Twilight Princess.
All
Twilight Princess is
right.
probably my favorite Zelda game on that.
It was until Breath of the Wild for me. It
Well,
was.
Link to the Past is my favorite. But Twilight Princess is
Original Game Boy Lee.
I hate to
Gotta go quick. Skipping you. Cody.
second. I was going to go Pokemon Yellow or Red, really.
Mario World.
Back to Lee.
Mario Land.
Land. You're right. Mario Land.
Probably Pokemon Red as much as
Yeah,
I don't like
Pokemon
Pokemon.
Red. Pokemon Red.
I didn't play a whole lot of handhelds. I was one of the only ones.
Yeah. I'm gonna,
So good. Man.
there's not much better for the handhelds than Pokemon. That's just quintessential Nintendo handheld is Pokemon.
I didn't even play Pokemon Blue on handheld. I played it on an emulator.
Oh my God.
On a floppy disk.
You're not allowed to
Dang.
say now Nintendo's coming after us.
We are not in an Appalachian coal mine.
I can't be held reliable for what I did when I was 12.
We're in a blimp high above the city. You'll never catch us. We're in an active volcano.
Game Boy Advance, go.
Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Sapphire.
I don't think I played any Game Boy Advance games.
Aaron sucks. Lee.
Probably Castlevania of some sort over there.
Probably Aria of Sorrow or
I'll change my answer to Pokemon Emerald.
Golden
I
Sun.
reserve the right.
I'm going to go ahead and just say Minish Cap, just because I know it's on Game Boy Advance.
That's a good one.
But
I've never heard of that before in my life. I'm pretty sure you made it up. And
Zelda
told these
Minish
guys
Cap.
prior to the podcast, so they'd agree with you.
Zelda Minish Cap is good.
it is
Oh, is
okay.
that? Oh, it's a Zelda
Legend
game.
of Zelda
Okay,
Minish
well then
Cap.
I don't think you made it up.
That's where you get small.
All right. What's next?
PS2.
We did GameCube, PS2. All right, Cody, PS2.
Final Fantasy X.
Code Veronica?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Real Fishing 2.
Nice.
Let's talk about this. Let's take a second.
We got time. We got time to talk about Real
let's
Fishing 2 for a second.
Yeah.
I honestly think it might have been for the PS1, and I might be screwing up because I don't think I actually played it.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
You activated my prior knowledge.
We have the entire breadth of human knowledge at our fingertips. We're going to find out real quick. And again, just great podcasting listening to us Googling things. Real Fishing 2 was for the PlayStation 1. I failed. I have no favorite PlayStation 2 game.
Honestly, you can play it on the PlayStation 2. It's backwards compatible.
There you go.
I don't think I ever really played a PlayStation 2. I remember when I got my PlayStation 2, my mom got me Final Fantasy 9 and Real Fishing 2, and those were what I played. And I just kept thinking 2 and 2 with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't have PS2 either. I played at other people's house.
I had a PS2, but I didn't have any PS2 games.
You had an expensive PS1 is what you
That's what I had. My parents bought love. So. All right. What's next is after the GameCube. What was the next Nintendo console? The Wii.
Wii.
All right. Wii games. Lee.
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy.
I pass on that right now. I think.
Wii Play.
Oh wow.
Okay, like is that the sports thing?
That's like
It was
darts, right?
you played mini games and like you were on a board game, and you went through and you played mini games as you landed on spaces. It was kind of like Mario Party ish.
Okay.
And it was actually really
Yeah.
fun. And then they came out one for the Wii U and it was awful. But
I gotta go Pokemon Battle Revolution.
Oh.
Dokapon Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
oh,
I don't know what the hell that is.
It is it's a board game. Everybody picks a starter character like a mage, rogue, fighter, whatever, and you can level your character up and pick other classes, and you basically go around and try to kill each other.
I think what we've discovered is we all like board games. We're playing board games in our video game.
Oh, yeah.
what gives you the idea? I like board games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For those who can't see, there's a giant shelf of 4,000 board games over here in Aaron's house, and I think I have more.
And then I don't want to talk about the two more that I might have picked up at the pallet.
Well, I don't have more board games for sure. But
All right. You already said, so we said that for Wii. Wii U.
Nintendo World.
What was that?
It was like all the mini game sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was a banger, dude.
Yeah, we had a Wii U, and I solely used
Yeah.
it to watch Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. That's all I did, so I could watch them on the toilet. That's the whole reason I used a
Nintendo World
Wii
was
U.
awesome.
We won our Wii U. I was in college, just finishing my bachelor's degrees in mid-20s. We won our Wii U for bringing the most people to play laser tag at this laser tag place when it first opened up,
nice.
and we got one for free.
That's cool.
Mario Kart 8.
Just to hell with the rapid fire of this round. Take your time.
Smash Brothers
We're going to
4.
talk about it.
Smash 4?
Smash 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Smash 4 is on there.
Yeah, it's not going to be a tough call for me between Smash 4 and Nintendo World, actually.
I want to say Skyward Sword, and I
Skyward
love the
Sword's on the Wii.
story. It was on the Wii.
Yeah.
So you're safe.
Actually, no, wait, I changed my answer. It's Wind Waker HD.
That's fair.
It's a cop out, but we'll allow it.
I mean, I could have went with Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah.
Which is a better game.
I agree.
Please. Oh yeah. Cody, you already said one.
Now we're just trash talking.
PlayStation 3. Cody.
That's a hard one.
Lee.
Demon Souls?
Dang it, Lee, you stole it.
Aaron.
Demon Souls.
I'm going to say Dynasty Warriors 8.
Oh, wow.
Cody.
Fallout 3 was good.
I really think it probably near
Ooh,
the first one.
Near.
I
Okay.
never played it, but I heard it was good.
It was
Demon
good.
Souls is one of the few games I played on PS3. I didn't own a PS3. I didn't play a lot of PS3 games. So
I loved 3D Dot Game Heroes until I got to the end. And I was like, this game is just toxic. So,
I may also have to say Persona 5 because it started on PS3.
Hey,
It was
you
PS3,
said whatever
PS4.
You said whatever the hell you said first.
It's PS3 or PS4. So
We make fun of GTA 5, but I mean, Persona 5's been on everything too, right?
Just 3, 4, and now Switch. And
All right, Nintendo DS, Lee.
Super Princess Peach.
We're going to talk about that after. Aaron.
Probably Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
That's 3DS. Separate system.
You want Phantom Hourglass?
3DS, DS, put them together. That's same. They're backwards compatible. It's like the PS2. Shut up.
It's like I got different.
You got a different one? Of course you do. Of course, the man that runs his own gaming YouTube channel. Mine are all going to be Pokemon games.
Listen, I didn't play. You know what? Pokemon Black for the original
10.
DS.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. If mine are Nintendo, it's most likely going to be his own game.
It's like you got Phantom Hourglass. Spirit Train.
I mean, yeah, but the DS, it's like
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass. Is
I didn't play Platinum, so
Phantom Hourglass is the better one.
they both suck.
They're not great.
I love Gruul.
I loved blowing into that stupid little microphone with that flute on God, I hate that.
I can't
What are
wait
you
to
doing
see
in there,
how that-
Aaron? Drugs.
I tried to
What
keep
are you
it.
doing, drugs? That was me with Hey You Pikachu, trying to get Pikachu to do effing anything. I'm trying not to curse. I'm the only one on the panel here that is casually profane, and I'm trying to keep my cursing down to a minimum. But that effing Pikachu would not do. What I
That just
wanted to
reminds
do.
me, we was playing Mario Party 7 once, and there's a mic that comes with it, and it was like, here, just say the name of this fruit, and you can double your coins, and it was like, great. And the guy with me, he just goes, great, into it, and goes, no, you're wrong. And it took all of his money.
You're wrong. Not only you're wrong, you're also stupid.
Your answer was
I'm excited to see how the part where Cody and Aaron were mimicking blowing in the mic translates to listening back to the podcast.
I'm sure that's fine.
All you hear is.
All right, let's finish this up with Nintendo Switch. Lee.
Breath of the Wild.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Breath of the Wild.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like absolutely. Oh my god, so good.
Good.
So good.
Well, I'd like to pick it up when it's cheap, but it probably will never hit below $40.
It's a Pokemon game. It's gonna hold value.
It was on sale not long ago.
You want to use mine?
No.
No,
I
I don't want you to even use mine.
I want to put it on my shelf
Oh,
and
yeah,
watch
you want
myself,
to.
but I will play it one day.
Oh,
It's the fact that
Like
it's just sitting there staring at me.
Like a true gamer.
yeah, it's
I
like
need to-
I do with board games. Yeah.
I need to put it on the shelf so I can go one day.
No, I play all
Yeah.
my board games.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. We went through. Aaron and I said we were going to go through the backlog of our board games when we get together. We're only going to play ones we already own that are in shrink wrap, and that lasted. And we're not going to buy any more until we do it. That lasted until that conversation ended.
No, we played 2 of my new ones.
We have, but we didn't not buy more.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I've still bought more.
Absolutely, we have a problem.
I bought 2 more today.
It's a genuine addiction, but it's okay because it's not meth. No, it's an actual addiction that is causing problems.
I don't know, meth might be cheaper.
At this point, yeah, I bet it would be.
Yeah, it's when I tried to say I'm not going to buy anything for a little bit, I end up just like it just builds, and then I go buck wild for a little bit.
Well, I said I wasn't going to buy anything for a little while, and Lee called and was like, hey, I got an extra copy of the Fire Emblem Engage Collector's Edition. It's like, yeah, I want that.
I was like, man, you remember crack?
Remember when we used to get high?
I was like, I'm sitting there just going, yeah.
I get twitchy. Like I buy pop vinyls. Like I like pop. I've limited myself to just things that I care about. Like Captain America.
Yeah.
I got more pictures of Captain America in my house than I do my children. So I buy Captain America and like his road galleries, his buddies, and then certain like Blizzard games, so World of Warcraft ones, and then I've got a couple Pokemon ones. But when I walk by the pop vinyl shelf, I look and I go, "Oh my god, these are so cool!"
Just stick my
Look
arm
at
out and
this
just
one.
scrape them
I don't
off.
even know who this guy is, but this is so awesome. I need to buy. I need this, and I can just feel like my inner goblin. I just pretties. I just want to grab him, and I know it's going to ruin my relationship at some
Oh yeah.
Then you can just sit and stare at a wall with me.
That's what we'll do. Just me and Cody sitting, staring at a wall of pop vinyls that bring us empty happiness. And there we go. And that is a great way to end the show. That's what we're going to end on. Again, guys, thank you for listening. It's our inaugural episode of The Hills Have Nerds.
We may have
Lee,
a targeted,
Cody, what?
So we may have a targeted topic next time.
Yeah, so this episode was supposed to be as freeform as it was. We just wanted to kind of get down, talk, see how the recording stuff is going to work out, see how the logistical side of this is going to go, and then
kind of a
get
meet
some
and greet.
of our bill. Yeah. Next month we're going to have a targeted topic, and so do you guys want to say how people can like find you online, or if there's anything you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please subscribe to me. I need it so bad.
All right. So Lee, you want to plug your stuff?
Pixel Bros Gamers on YouTube and twitch.tv/PixelBroLee. I would really appreciate any follow, any subscription on YouTube. That would be wonderful. Help a brother out.
Lee does awesome like retro gaming content, talks about video game collecting, like incredibly knowledgeable dude. Don't take what was said here as indicative of what you're going to see on his channel. Okay. He's much smarter than the rest of us. He's just decided to come here and grace us with his presence. Speaking of somebody who's much smarter than me, Cody, people find you anywhere outside of this blimp over an active volcano?
Over an active volcano, yeah, just push me out. I'd stream over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/coffee break lounge. It's a mouthful, I know, but it's over there. I stream a whole lot of like retro stuff. Recently, I do crowd control stuff somewhat. Turn it into channel points, and you can control the game and make my life miserable. It is great. You should come do it.
There's one or two people in there that I think genuinely dislike you. For what they do, I think you've wronged them at some point.
I probably did.
Aaron?
And then I have a small YouTube where I started a lore break.
Why are you still going?
Because I don't like Aaron. A small YouTube where I started doing a lore of Resident Evil. I've got 3 videos up right now. I think it's just under coffee break.
Say the title of it again, because I was talking over you.
It's over on YouTube. It's I've got channel is Coffee Break, and it's just doing right now a lore for Resident Evil. Probably branch out later after that.
Aaron, you got any kind of
starting tomorrow, you can find me at Aaron's College Fund Patreon. No, I don't have any right now.
And I'm the same as Aaron. I have no online presence right now. We will probably create some type of Discord. I probably need to make a Twitter handle for this stuff.
Probably create if you want to handle Twitter or whatever and make a Discord for it, you'll probably want your own specific email address as well.
Yeah. And
you may want a couple. One for like suggestions or anything like that, or one for like actual contact.
Yeah, we'll worry about that some other time. I had one more thing. We have to edit this down time because I can't remember what else I was going to say. That's it. Bye.